Any women out there into eating their men's whole? What about eating them whole? You're in luck because that's what Megan Fox does in this movie. Anita, or Needy, an inmate in prison, gets into trouble for yeeting a guard without warning. As punishment, she is sent to solitary confinement. From there, Needy starts narrating her story, going back to the past to explain how she ended up in prison. She lives in a small town called Devil's Kettle, named after a mysterious waterfall with a swirling hole that no one knows where it leads, sucking anything in, like my butthole. Scientists have studied it for years, but its secrets remain unsolved. In high school, Needy is a shy and awkward student. Bullshit. She'd be one of them popular folks in real life. Despite their differences, she remains best friends with a cheerleader named Jennifer, who is beautiful, popular, and well-liked by everyone. Needy gets clocked when someone says Needy wanna scissor Jennifer. Their friendship has lasted since childhood, though many don't understand why they're still close, as they seem to have nothing in common anymore. Like one can act, the other can't. One day, Jennifer asks Needy to go with her to watch a live performance by an indie band called Low Shoulder. She mentions that she finds the lead singer attractive and is thinking about making a move on him that night. Not wanting Jennifer to go alone, Needy cancels her plans with her boyfriend Chip and agrees to go. That evening, Chip waits with Needy as she gets ready for Jennifer to pick her up. He says the jeans so tight he can see Needy's moose knuckles. As Chip unbuckles his pants, Needy somehow senses that Jennifer has arrived, even though she hasn't seen or heard anything. Chip hates that he got peanut blocked. When Jennifer shows up, Jennifer comments how Needy's vag smells like Thai food, wondering if the two were just shucking oysters. Chip watches their interaction and clearly dislikes Jennifer's rude and dominant behavior toward Needy. Jennifer and Needy soon arrive at the bar where Low Shoulder is about to perform. They run into their classmate Craig, who, like most guys in town, is infatuated with Jennifer. They also see Ahmed, a foreign exchange student from India. Jennifer says she's always wanted to try curry cucumber. Shortly after, Cadet Roman, who casually hooks up with Jennifer from time to time, approaches her and flirts. Jennifer, uninterested, intimidates him by cupping his Jurassic balls and immediately heads toward the band's lead singer, Nikolai, with Needy following. Jennifer shyly introduces herself and offers to buy Nikolai a drink. As she walks to the bar, Needy overhears Nikolai talking to one of his bandmates in a creepy way, wondering if Jennifer's a virgin. Nikolai, Imma, hold your hand when I say this. Her hole gaped. Realizing that Nikolai might be dangerous, Needy confronts him and warns him to stay away from Jennifer. She then tries to tell Jennifer about her concerns, but Jennifer dismisses it, casually mentioning that she ain't even a backdoor virgin no more. Their conversation is cut short when the band starts playing. Needy's kitty starts purring when Jennifer holds her hands. Suddenly, in the middle of their performance, the building catches fire. Chaos erupts as people desperately try to escape, some getting trampled or burned in the process. Strangely, the band remains calm, showing no concern for what's happening around them. Needy manages to lead a shaken Jennifer out of the building through a restroom window, trying to help her calm down. Just then, Nikolai appears and forces Jennifer to drink whiskey. Still in shock, Jennifer lets him lead her away while Needy begs her to stay. Jennifer reassures her that she'll be fine, but she looks dazed and confused as she leaves with the band. Needy is petrified about witnessing Nikolai easily take Jennifer away, describing him as an evil, skinny twink that she once saw when she was a kid. That night, Needy returns home, still in shock from what she witnessed. She calls Chip in a panic, telling him about the horrifying things she just saw, like people burning to death and Jennifer getting into a van with strangers. Chip, who never liked Jennifer, tries to reassure her, saying there's no need to worry about her friend getting spit roasted. Not long after, Needy is startled by the sound of the doorbell. She heads downstairs to answer it but finds no one outside. Just as she's about to go back upstairs, she hears rustling noises coming from the kitchen. When she moves to turn off a dripping sink, she suddenly sees Jennifer standing there, covered in blood with a disturbing grin on her face. Jennifer rummages through the fridge, trying to eat something, but ends up vomiting a thick, black tar-like substance. Panicked, Needy rushes to the foyer to call for help, but Jennifer suddenly pins her against the wall, touching her in an unsettling way. She leans in and bites Needy's neck just enough to leave a mark before walking out of the house. In the distance, police sirens echo through the night. The next day, the school is filled with talk about the tragic fire that destroyed the town's pub. Only a handful of people made it out alive. Meanwhile, Needy is lost in thought, replaying the horrifying events of the night before. Then Jennifer casually walks up to her, looking completely normal. She seems unfazed by the fact that people they knew died in the fire, and even acts like she has no memory of showing up at Needy's house. Meanwhile, Needy is seething because she had to scrub the nasty-ass floors. Jennifer tells Needy she needs a Chinese woman to clean her nails. Excuse my finest pardon? That ain't even the right Asian. After class, Needy tries to tell her boyfriend about Jennifer's disturbing behavior the night before, but he dismisses her concerns and questions if she's overreacting. Meanwhile, on the other side of the school, Jennifer approaches Jonas, who is mourning the loss of his best friend Craig, who died in the fire. She tells him that Craig once mentioned they would make a great couple, using this to lure him into the woods. They start making out, but strangely, the animals in the forest begin to gather around them, silently watching. Jonas pauses, confused by the eerie sight. But Jennifer remains unfazed, casually saying the animals are waiting. She unzips herself. Holy hot melons. Then, without warning, she brutally attacks and devours him while a nearby teacher hears his screams. Later that day, while cooking, Needy listens to the radio and hears Nikolai bragging about how he saved people in the fire. Because of this, they have skyrocketed in popularity. Meanwhile, in the forest, a teacher discovers Jonas's mutilated body, and the police quickly swarm the scene. The coach is irate now that 2 football players have died, possibly causing him to lose the season. Not far away, Jennifer swims naked in a nearby lake, looking completely at peace. That night, Jennifer calls Needy, cheerfully saying she feels better than ever and that Needy should stop grieving since death is a normal part of life. Needy, unsettled, eventually hangs up when her boyfriend calls. During their conversation, he informs her that Jonas, who lives nearby, has been found dead. In the following days, the entire town mourns the many lives lost in such a short time. However, Jennifer seems more vibrant than ever. The tragic events make national headlines, and Low Shoulder's fame continues to rise. A month later, Jennifer looks noticeably pale and weak in class. The teacher tells everyone that the band Low Shoulder will be performing at their dance later in the month as a form of charity. After class ends, a student named Colin nervously asks her out. At first, she rudely rejects the Panic at the Disco looking ass. But when Needy comments that Colin is actually nice, Jennifer changes her mind and invites him over that night. Chip then shows up and Needy kisses him protectively, worried that Jennifer might try to seduce him. Chip says he went to DEI Costco instead of Target to get more condoms, so they can possibly use it tonight. That evening, Needy and Chip decide to release mayonnaise together for the first time. Meanwhile, Colin arrives at the address Jennifer texted him, only to find an abandoned house. Curious, he goes inside and discovers Jennifer waiting on the second floor, eerily staring at him. He quickly realizes this isn't her real house. Jennifer seduces him at first, but things take a terrifying turn. She suddenly twists his arm, injuring him before attacking and devouring his whole. Devouring him whole. At the same time, Needy experiences disturbing visions while with Chip. She sees blood seeping from the ceiling and a ghostly Jonas staring at her, with Jennifer lurking in the background. Needy moans in fear, but Chip thinks she's reaching climax. He wonders if he's too big. Boy, you got a big ego. Such a huge ego. Overwhelmed, Needy panics, quickly gets dressed, and drives away from Chip's house. On her way home, she spots Jennifer standing in the road and swerves in shock. She stops for a moment, but suddenly, Jennifer leaps onto her windshield, sending her into a terrified frenzy. Needy speeds off in fear, her mind racing. When she finally makes it home, she breaks down in tears, questioning everything. Once she calms down, she heads to her bedroom, only to find Jennifer already there, looking completely at ease. Jennifer unexpectedly kisses Needy, and they start making out until Needy pulls back, demanding answers. Jennifer then casually recounts what happened the night she left with the band Low Shoulder. After getting into their van, Jennifer realized they were heading deep into the woods, which made her uneasy. Fearing they might assault her, she pretended to be inexperienced like Mother Mary, hoping they'd let her go. However, the band stopped near the eerie waterfall, tied her up, and began a sinister ritual meant to make them famous. Nikolai, the lead singer, chanted satanic verses before stabbing Jennifer in the chest, killing her. The band then threw the bloody knife into the swirling hole beneath the waterfall to hide the evidence. Jennifer explains that she doesn't remember much after that, except waking up and wandering toward Needy's house. Overcome with a strange hunger for human flesh, she almost attacked Needy but stopped herself because she cares about her. Instead, Jennifer ran off and encountered Ahmed, the spelling bee champ who survived the fire, then killed and devoured him. She was shocked he tasted like tikka masala. Jennifer reveals that when she's fed, she becomes invincible. To prove it, she cuts herself, and Needy watches in shock as the wound heals instantly. Jennifer also mentions that she becomes weak when she's hungry. Needy, overwhelmed by everything, tells Jennifer to leave, and Jennifer reluctantly slips out through the window. The next day, Needy attends Colin's funeral and realizes that Jennifer was covered in blood the night before because she had killed him. Because there was no chat GPT, Needy spends the following days buried in research at the library, learning about demons and the occult to understand what Jennifer has become. She discovers that if someone performs a ritual to gain fame by sacrificing a virgin, but the victim isn't a virgin, the ritual still grants fame. However, the sacrificed person returns with a demon soul and must consume human flesh to survive. Oh, like Armie Hammer. Needy tries to explain her findings to Chip, but he dismisses it as crazy talk and doesn't believe her. Despite Needy's pleas for safety, Chip insists on attending the upcoming school dance. With no other option, Needy reluctantly agrees to go too because it finna be a buffet for Jennifer. The night of the dance arrives. Before leaving, Chip's mother hands him pepper spray for protection because she knows his lanky ass ain't doing shit. Meanwhile, Jennifer looks visibly weak, clearly starving, looking like she on Ozempic. Needy arrives at the dance first and waits for Chip. Elsewhere, Chip is walking alone when Jennifer suddenly appears. The trifling hoe lies, telling him that Needy used to cheat on him with Colin and convinces him to come with her so they can get back at Needy. At the dance, Low Shoulder takes the stage. Needy is visibly annoyed as the band begins to perform. Meanwhile, Jennifer and Chip are making out by a tree. Somehow, Needy's psychic connection kicks in, making her sense something is wrong. She rushes outside, instinctively knowing where to go. Jennifer leads Chip to an abandoned pool house. When she tries to kiss him again, Chip hesitates, saying he loves Needy too much to cheat. Boy, you already went too far. Annoyed, Jennifer throws him into the pool and attacks him. Needy arrives just in time and jumps in to save Chip. He quickly hands her the pepper spray, which she uses on Jennifer. Enraged, Jennifer vomits black goo and suddenly levitates over the water. Needy helps Chip out of the pool before confronting Jennifer, demanding to know why she targeted him. Jennifer avoids the question, refusing to give a straight answer. The two throw insults at each other. Needy saying the hoe needed Ozempic in order to stay skinny and relevant. Jennifer stomps toward Needy, but before she can attack, Chip suddenly impales her in the stomach with his large eggplant. He collapses right after, too weak to move. Jennifer looks at Needy with a pained expression, then pulls the bar out and slowly walks away. Needy rushes to Chip, and as he bleeds out, they share a final moment, confessing their love before he dies. Meanwhile, Jennifer returns home, looking pale and drained. Overcome with rage, Needy breaks into Jennifer's room through the window and attacks her. Jennifer bites Needy's neck but quickly lets go. In response, Needy pulls out a box cutter. Jennifer calls her a butch lesbian for shopping at Home Depot. Then, Needy carves an X into Jennifer's stomach. Jennifer uses her powers to levitate them above the bed, and they struggle in midair. The fight ends when Needy rips off their friendship necklace, momentarily stunning Jennifer. Seizing the opportunity, Needy stabs her in the heart, killing her. Jennifer's mom walks in on the two lesbians on top of each other, leading Needy to be imprisoned. Back in the present, Needy is locked in solitary confinement. Because Jennifer bit and scratched her, she now has demon-like powers. Using them, she levitates and breaks out of prison. While wandering, she stumbles upon the same knife that Nikolai used to kill Jennifer and takes it. She then hitches a ride with a stranger, heading toward Low Shoulder's concert. After the show, the entire band is found brutally murdered. In a security footage, it captures Needy leaving a hotel room and disappearing into the night. What did you guys think of this one? It's interesting that this movie was considered a flop, with terrible reviews, but it's now considered a cult feminist horror movie. I would love there to be a continuation with Needy and what she's up to now.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.